G&T?
It's probably the most refreshing and easiest drink to order anywhere in the world, because you can name Hendrick's tonic, you can name gin and tonic, you can just call it whatever you want to. As long as it has gin in it, you're good.
Okay, well, cheers to that.
Absolutely. I'm sure it's delicious, always is.
That's good.
Cucumber, nice add, right?
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
So you are the CEO and founder of Medical Expectations.
Right.
You're a healthcare entrepreneur, pioneer, campaigner, movie producer. How do you do it all?
Well, not well.
Not
well. When you have to do everything at one time, but individually, it all kind of blends together. Actually, most people don't see healthcare and the film industry as having a connectivity, but I see the film industry as an underutilized medium in order to help people take care of themselves. Because what we know now is most people don't read like they used to. Most people don't absorb knowledge as well unless it's visually stimulating. Gosh, and we could use this type of medium, showing people who have a debilitating illness, who will forget most things their doctors tell them, as a way to have things stick in their mind. And we found that it works.
Amazing.
So I've married Hollywood and healthcare.
Why healthcare? Where did this passion start?
I think it's the most important thing to the human race. I mean, if I told you that you got sick and there's nothing you can do, you're going to die, we're living in the 1700s, right? But I mean, we're in the mid-2000s, and now technology, I'm surprised when people die, because the technology is so advanced. And now I'm finding that with healthcare on the skids to some degree, because there's so many people trying to access the system that was designed for fewer, that it has become a real strangle into the industry. And it's not that healthcare cost is going up, it's there's more people accessing. And now I think we need to make the responsibility back on the consumer, because healthcare is a consumer-driven market now.
Talk to me a little bit about the cost of healthcare and sort of the increase.
Sure. Healthcare has kind of been the one industry that's been beat up over and over and over about the rising cost, and people make so much money and blah, 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 those things. What my opinion that's occurring is our population is growing so dramatically, and the health of our population is declining so dramatically because of diabetes, lifestyle choices, probably more than anything. So the systems are being glutted with patients, causing the cost to go up. Because if you go to the United States and you find our healthcare system, doctors are complaining because their incomes have been cut by 20 to 30%. So I think that the overworking of the healthcare system is creating a mess. When you get into the UK, you've got a backlog, and it's not the fault of anyone, except the patients who are accessing the system. So the systems are becoming more accessible, and the cost is being reduced, or the payouts being reduced individually, but globally it's increasing because there's more patients. So I find that disturbing, that it's not a real reality. It's not being discussed properly.
I know you've had numerous different businesses, right?
Yeah.
Were there specific skills that as an entrepreneur that you needed to have in order to build a successful business?
I think that the skill set is not really as much of a skill set as it's a discipline and a tenacious personality. You don't give up. Failures are just the next step is a success. I tell people all the time that you can't measure the chapter. I saw a thing on Facebook, and Facebook's a source for all, right? And it was a guy typing on a typewriter. It says, "Don't judge me on the chapter you walked in on." And I think it's so interesting that we have so many chapters in our life, and with entrepreneurs, the one thing that you can't do is give up, because you have to look at your failure as a building block for the next success you're going to have. And that is, if you don't have that skill and that ability to compartmentalize your failures against successes, you won't be successful in the long run. You're going to fall into a trap. So the skills that I have, I think, are maybe I'm just not smart enough to give up, but I just continue to fight.
Yeah, you just keep going.
Keep doing it. Yeah.
Okay, so your latest venture focuses on the power of video to give patients information that they need to help manage and control their conditions. So is this mainly to appeal to a younger generation, or talk to me a little bit about that?
All generations. The one thing about healthcare and the one thing about our life is we all have one, right? So the one thing we found out, using video in a way to teach people or expose people to subject matter, it's a very effective way to train them and to teach them next. What we know is through studies is that a person that has a morbidity, a diagnosis of something, when they leave their doctor's office, they forget 80% of what their doctor told them before they get to the car.
Well, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Because what are they worried about? What their doctor told them, not what they can do about it. So we're trying to fill that gap where the loss of knowledge is supported by something that's just like when they were in the doctor's office. It's really factual, because we don't just shoot step 1, 2, 3 tutorials. There's storytelling involved, and it's not meant to be entertaining, it's meant to be engaging.
Yeah, sure.
And there's a difference, right? I think everyone needs this. There's no one's immune to knowledge, the need for knowledge about their own life.
Are you a goal setter?
I think milestones are important, that you achieve things, but goals have a tendency to be a finale to me. When you score, you make a goal, it's over. I mean, if I reach my goal, I'm finished, I'm ready to do something else. But milestones are building blocks.
Where do you see medical expectations in the next 5 years?
I hope, and hope's not a plan, by the way, but I hope and plan for the company to have video footprints in multiple languages in multiple countries, because like I said, health and our physical life is not limited to borders or boundaries. And I hope that we can go into the most significant disease stage so that we can really impact patients and help them understand. It doesn't have to be that scary. It just has to be faced. You have to face it.
Yeah, okay. If you could tell your 20-year-old something, what would you say?
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Seek counsel when it's necessary. Don't think you know it all, because you don't. You know, at my age, I don't know it all. And I'll gladly say, I don't know it all. And I seek counsel of people that may be younger than me, that have had more experience in a certain area. Don't discount your lack of knowledge, embrace it, and seek answers. There's a lot of people that know a lot more than you do. There's a lot of singers that are better than the singer you just heard. So go to the next level, always.
Ask questions, I love that. If you could break the ice, meaning if you could have a drink with anyone, past or present, who would it be and why? I
think the one person I would like to really get to know, I can't because he's passed, Ronald Reagan. And the reason why is because he was in the film business. And he went on to be president. And he changed careers dramatically, but he used his expertise in communication and acting, if you will, to become probably one of the most revered leaders in the world has ever seen, and loved for a lot of years. And even now, he's probably looked back as one of our most significant presidents on both sides, Democratic and Republican. He was so impactful to the world. So that would be my guy. Amazing. Well, cheers. Thank you for breaking the ice with us. It was an honor to meet you. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.